Kevin Hart has pulled out as your host for the 2019 Oscars, refusing to apologize for old homophobic tweets. He ain't gonna let them trolls win. The Avengers 4 Endgame, the trailer is finally dropped, and Thanos, well, he looks pretty good enjoying his retirement. The Grammy Nominations have been released, and it's a huge year for rap. Cardi B, she nabbed 5 nominations. Trippie read he's called it quits on Travis Scott's Astroworld tour, and Joe Rogan and YouTuber Matthew Santoro, they had a very strange interaction at Toronto's Pearson airport. We've got all that and more in just a second. Now let's roll that beautiful intro.
I'm in the hospital.
You lie so much.
Let's send the location.
I'm number one.
What's going on, fam? It's your boy Michael McCrudden, and welcome back to the 4th week of Famous News. Now, thanks to all of you guys who have turned in, who have left some love in the comments, who've subscribed to this channel, especially those who have turned on the post notifications. Really helps a lot. Be sure to hit that bell. And, well, let's just get right down to brass tacks. We got a lot of headlines today. I like it a lot. Yesterday, we touched upon an article released by The Hollywood Reporter, which cited the Oscars as the most unwanted job in Hollywood. Oprah Winfrey, Justin Timberlake, Jerry Seinfeld, they all turned down the gig for 2019. Just for the record, the Academy, if you're watching this, hello, never gonna happen. With their favorites turning down the gig, well, they decided to scratch their heads and go, well, who's the most popular comic of this generation? Why don't we ask Kevin Hart? Now, he graciously accepted, but, well, the good news, it didn't last long.
So I just got a call from the Academy, and that call basically said, Kevin, apologize for your tweets of old, or we're going to have to move on and find another host.
Now, with Kevin getting so much positive feedback, so many great headlines, well, of course, someone had to go dig through his dirty laundry and pull up some tweets from 2009. Now, we've all got stuff out there. I mean, I've been on YouTube since 2009. I've probably said some wild stuff. But, well, let's take a look at what Kevin Hart had said back in the day. Yo, if my son comes home and tries to play with my daughter's dollhouse, I'm gonna break it over his head and say in my voice, stop, that's gay. Okay, I'm just now waking up and I'm in a good mood, so I think I'm gonna go to the gym and get big. No homo. Laugh my ass off at all the women asking me where the pic is. I'm no passing along a pic of a naked man. That would make me gay by association. Of course, there were a few more, so I decided to look up what Kevin Hart was doing back in 2009, and he was still working the comedy circuit. He was a comedian on the rise. He had gotten a few roles in Hollywood, but nothing huge. He was in Scary Movie, Soul Plane, in like minor roles. The guy was still a working comic.
How's everybody doing? Yeah, woo! Yeah!
Twitter was very much the wild, wild west there. And this is a comic. He's like trying out new material. He's trying to find his voice, his audience. I'm not saying what he said was correct. I just think it's been a decade. Plus, Kevin said it himself. He's addressed this several times before. And he decided if the Academy wants an apology, well, he's not going to give it. And, well, it's a huge move for a man of his stature, not talking about his height, but of his celebrity, to say no to the Academy. I say good on him. At the end of the day, Kevin Hart is taking a stand against internet trolls. And, well, you can't really live in the public eye and, like, speak openly and freely if people are gonna judge you for everything you've ever said. I mean, he's an entertainer. All right, let's move on. Now, the Avengers, they finally dropped their trailer for the 4th installment of the franchise. And we got the movie poster, we got the official title name, Endgame. And fans, well, they were quick to point out that Doctor Strange, he had name-dropped the title back in Infinity War. Ooh.
We're in the Endgame now.
I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it. I would have liked to see, I kind of missed the people that kind of faded away. Anyway, the reviews, they've been positive, but interestingly enough, I'm on the Marvel YouTube channel that leaked the official trailer, and the comments, they've been made invisible. I didn't know you could do that. There's been 135,000 comments, yet we can't see none of them. Fans are delighted to see the Avengers that didn't make the original have a return. We got Hawkeye, we got Ant-Man, and it really goes to show you that even Marvel and Disney together, well, they can only afford so many A-list stars per film. I want to talk about a story that caught my eye between my friend and fellow YouTube creator Matthew Santoro and podcast host and UFC legend Joe Rogan. Now, the two, they caught the same flight from LA to Toronto just last night, and they were seated just like a few seats apart. Now, I've been following Matt on Twitter for years now. I was on his podcast this summer, and well, he's been manifesting that he's gonna work with Joe Rogan. He's gonna get him on his podcast. He looks up to the man in his work. So I was pretty excited for Matt to, be making that all happen. Now, the whole story plays out better on Matt's Twitter and Facebook. But basically, he wasn't hounding Joe Rogan. He gave him his privacy. And at the end of the flight, the two were standing on the same sidewalk and he asked for a selfie. It was at this point that Joe Rogan's car or limo or whatever it showed up, and he snubbed Matt. He like rolled his eyes, closed the door, and kind of left Matt standing there feeling a little defeated. My heart goes out to him. You know, you work in show business, you're an online creator, and then you meet someone that you've really looked up to for all these years, and for them to have you shoot you down. Oh, poor Matt. What celebrity would you guys want to bump into? And if they shot you down, how would you feel about it? Would you still be a fan of theirs? I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say in the comments down below. Now, in other YouTube news, the lead singer is returning with her series 12 Collabs of Xmas. Now, I thought this was a woman who was going to take a break, but here she is returning to the platform that made her. Now, she had appeared on Hot Ones just after her announcement. She then appeared in YouTube Rewind. I'm assuming those were pre-recorded, but the girl never really does take a break, and my hat goes off to her for all her hard work. A few other YouTubers, Shane Dawson and Candy Johnson, well, they're finding that YouTube's too cluttered, it moves too quickly, that they're gonna be celebrating their Christmas via Instagram and Snapchat. Basically, they're saving all their high quality content for YouTube, and then the daily stuff for their fans, they're gonna be doing on different platforms. Good for them. I know the grind never stops, but who's paying the bills if you're posting all your stuff to Snapchat? I can't do that. The Grammy nominations were released, and rap, it dominated the nominations, launching 5 of the top 6 most nominated artists. We're talking about Lamar leading with 8, followed by Drake, who got 7, Boy Wonder, he got 6, Carly, she got 6, Cardi B got 5, and Childish Gambino took home 5 nominations. The biggest snubs, they included Taylor Swift for her album Reputation. She's already won twice before, so Taylor, you can sit this one out. Also, Travis Scott's Astroworld and Drake's Scorpion, they were left off the list for Best Rap Album of the Year. Other snubs, they include Ariana Grande, Post Malone, and Juice WRLD. But it got people talking on Twitter. They've all had a fantastic year. I know. It's just so great to be nominated. Said me never. Now, Trippie Red, he just called it quits on the Travis Scott Astroworld tour. And, well, you know that Trippie's been the opening act. The problem isn't like he's got beef with Travis. The problem is he's got beef with Travis's roller coaster. The thing takes way too long to assemble. Now, if you haven't seen it yet, the man's got a roller coaster, for real. And it goes right over the audience. I know he's spending a lot of time with West, so he's probably like, if this man can dance in a box, I for God's sakes can have a roller coaster. But it offended Trippie Red. Trippie took to Instagram to clear up, well, he quit. I love my fans though, you know my life's a trip. Tour starts in less than 2 months for the time being. I will be working on new music and we'll hopefully release something for you guys. Sorry, thanks for understanding. Now the kid's doing okay. Money certainly isn't an issue because he just got his hands on a new $200,000 chain and he named it the Wicked Clock, or Wicked the Clock. Damn. In other news, Cuban Doll, she gave an interview to TMZ clearing her air on the involvement with the Offset threesome. She stated that she's a victim of association. Cardi B knows that she never spoke directly to Offset, so good for her. We have dropped an updated before they were famous on Cuban Doll earlier today. Also, XXXTentacion, his mother is suing his half-sister because she spoke with the press citing his murder as an inside job. Now, I actually have his sister on Instagram, so I reached out to her for an interview. We'll keep you posted. Let's move on to what's trending, kicking things off with YouTube. Now, YouTube's changed the trending page. I guess leading up to the end of the year, they want to show off the best of the best from the year. On there, you got Kylie Jenner, you got Dude Perfect, David Dobrik, Ninja, James Charles. They've all had one hell of a year with some videos pulling in close to 100 million views. And now they're just getting promoted again. I'm jealous. The YouTube Rewind of 2018, it clocked in 26 million views in its first 24 hours. But the dislikes, they more than doubled the likes. We're talking 1.9 million dislikes to 941,000 likes. That's bad. We spoke about this yesterday.
Apparently, we control Rewind this year. Y'all, we can do whatever we want. What do we do?
There's been a lot of controversy. A lot of YouTubers are pissed off. If they weren't in this thing, they're definitely not showing it any love. But I understand it's hard for YouTube to please everyone. There's so many people using the platform. But when they made the whole thing about YouTube Rewind 2018 being that we control it, well, they're certainly talking about the corporate heads and not the kids who've grown up on this platform. That's for sure. At the end of the day, I fall on the side of the people who are pushing back on YouTube, keeping this, well, everyone has a shot. That's what made YouTube amazing. And when it feels like it's a Disney production, well, let's move on. The Game of Thrones final season 8 trailer has been released. It's fire and ice, and people clearly want more. But so far, this is all they got. The Late Show with James Corden, they did a parody of Ariana Grande's Thank You Next, but theirs is titled Thank You Jeff, and it's in honor of Jeff Goldblum.
First saw him in the fly, but his face was grotesque. Then he won independence from an alien mess.
Trending on Twitter today is Pearl Harbor Day. Now, December 7th, 1941, the Japanese aircrafts, they bombed 8 US Navy ships, and this all took place down in Hawaii, Pearl Harbor. If you haven't seen the film, well, over 2,403 people were killed, thousands more were wounded, and 960 were declared missing. A crazy day in American history. Now, Smash Bros. Ultimate, it's been released for the Nintendo Switch, and we're getting our first look as players are uploading videos and posts. Game looks epic.
Ultimate is the sequel I've been waiting years for. With matches of up to 8 players, this is one of the best party games out there.
And wrestlers, they've taken to Twitter to share fascinating facts with their fans that we probably didn't know. The Blue Meanie revealed some of my favorite smells include a freshly tarred roof and freshly paved road. If I'm driving through the country, I enjoy the smell of skunk and horse poop. Hurricane Helms, he stated, I'm great in bed. I can sleep for hours. Now for more on those, for everything, we have links down below. Now trending on Twitter and Instagram, we have a picture of Kourtney Kardashian and she captioned it, co-parenting. Now I'm not a parent, but if I was co-parenting, I feel like this is how it should be. Moms out there, let me know. Is this what co-parenting looks like? Because for you girls, it looks fantastic. For the men as well. All right, moving on to who to follow. Now with this channel, we get all sorts of DMs and emails from you guys and I'm shouting you out. And today, what we're talking about an Instagram account known as 6buzz TV. Now, if you live in Toronto, you already know the 6buzz. They're at like 700,000 followers. I'm just getting an email from them right now. They're at 700,000 followers and they're a big deal. They break all the news. They got plenty of celebrities following them. I'm talking Drizzy Drake. It's huge in hip hop and entertainment. They're doing big things. They're also coming into this studio today to do an interview, but the man behind the account is a mystery. So you might find out who he is. Ooh, stay tuned for that. Today's babe of the day is our very own Amber Berry. Now, once upon a time, Amber Berry was a co-host here on Before They Were Famous. She had a couple videos go viral, like Kimbo Slice Before They Were Gone. Well, now she lives in the Cayman Islands where she spends all her time in a bikini. I hate to see it go, but I love to watch it leave. Does that make any sense? And finally, on the come up, now I stumbled upon this dude with the name Lil Godd. He's got some Instagram videos that are blowing up. He's a next generation SoundCloud rapper. He's got an album, Bust Down, a Bust Down. The guy's just really spooky.
Lil Godd, you are too.
This is where I was born.
His videos are really creepy as hell, but he found a new way to incorporate the face tat look without making like a life-changing, alteration. He's wearing a mask, and then he has an app that makes it look legit. His music's blowing up, the kid's getting some traction, so maybe you want to go and give him a follow. I feel like October, I would have followed him. Now I'm moving on to Christmas. But good for the kid, he's doing his own thing. Alright guys, I'm wrapping up Famous News. My name is Michael Corden. Be sure to check out 2 videos down below. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. Please turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys back on Monday through Friday. But of course, we be uploading every single day. No rest for the wicked.